Hey everybody, I hope you're all well wherever you are in the world. It's Beck here from Today I'm Me. Today I wanted to connect with you all about how to get through a breakup. Now this is quite a sensitive topic. It's never fun having your heart broken or having to be the person to make the decision to leave somebody. And it's good to know that there is a couple of things that you can do to make the process a little bit easier on yourself, but just bear in mind that sometimes the experiences that we go in life that can be quite raw and emotional do have a good outcome. So it's best to also keep in mind that these hurtful and raw feelings are actually there for a reason. Now, obviously, when we are in a relationship with someone, there is a lot of feelings, time, and emotion that is invested into that relationship. So it is only natural that if that relationship were to end, that you would get these feelings of extreme loss, because we do put a lot of those feelings across. So it's completely realistic to be aware that if you do get into a situation where your relationship is ending, that it is going to be just as powerful, or if not more powerful, after that's happened in comparison to during, because again, we put so much emotion into being with that person that when we are no longer with them, that emotion can really just manifest itself into other ways. But you have complete control of that as well. And the first thing to realize is that it's going to hurt. And one of the biggest mistakes that you can do is to mask that pain, because that is something that I did plenty of times in the past, to mask that pain and ignore it, and it actually manifests. So it grows and it becomes this big, sticky, uncomfortable bubble of emotion that you just force into the back over here of your mind. And you might not be thinking about it all the time, but I can guarantee you that your subconscious mind is going to be continuously going over that. And when that happens, it does get to the point where you do get sick. You can get run down, tired, exhausted. You can get depression. It can also lead to other things like emotional eating. And this can just continue to spiral out of control if we're not careful. So these are my tips that I can give you that you can use towards yourself or anyone in your life that is going through a nasty and unfortunate breakup. So now I'll share a little bit with you. So I have had my heart broken when I was younger in the past, but I did have to make a pretty big decision a couple of years ago to actually walk away from a wedding. So I cancelled my engagement. And I'm not going to go too much into the reasons why, but like all of us, we have reasons why we do have to walk away from somebody. And it's never fun, it's never nice, but you have to do what's best for you. And during that time, I actually went through what I call the backwards version of a breakup. So in the initial phases, and I think it was because I made the decision to leave, that I was okay. I was okay for probably about maybe 4 or 5 months, and then it started to really hit home. And you go through the waves of have I made the right decision? Did I make a mistake? And that's just your fear speaking, because you are going through that bad phase of feeling alone, feeling hurt, and it is completely normal to question yourself. But everything happens for reasons, and sometimes the reasons aren't quite clear to us at the time, but it takes time to really understand that. So my first tip for you is that when you do get into those feelings of the real rawness coming up, the hurt, the pain, just sit with it. Don't try to cover it up with a band-aid, because it's an emotion that we need to feel, right? And when we do get scared of the emotions that come with a breakup, that's when we do things that lead to you could look for something to mask the pain. So that could be, just finding somebody to have a short-term fling with. There could be drug use. It could be, anything really, you know, anything that can be used to mask the pain. And if you are going into that phase where it is quite difficult for you and you are branching out to other things like drug use, self-harm, I would strongly recommend to reach out to your loved ones and seek help and guidance, because it's there for a reason, and it's definitely not a sign of not being strong enough to deal with it. It's 100% not. It's actually you taking the step to ask for help is the strongest thing that you'll ever do. So why should we sit within our emotions? Well, sitting with our emotions is actually there for a reason. Our emotions are there for a reason, right? They're not just there to hurt us and to make us feel uncomfortable. They're actually there for a reason. And it's good to be able to sit within it, because that's when you get a lot of clarity. And again, if you mask your emotions with other things, it can lead to a lot of nasty stuff that you don't want to get into. So just be okay with the emotions that are coming. And that's something I never did. I never sat with my emotions. I just used to try and mask them and ignore them. And by doing that, again, I forced all this emotion to the back of my subconscious mind. And I got sick, I got depressed, I was ignoring all those signs. And when I did finally wake up to those signs, that led me to where I am now. Right? It leads you to where you're supposed to go. So do not be afraid of the emotions that come with it, because it's there for a reason. And just trust it and sit with it. And it's gonna hurt, it's gonna be uncomfortable, of course it is, but it's not going to be the end. It's just a short-term thing. You will be okay. My next tip would be for you to reach out to your loved ones. I don't have any family in Brisbane. All my family's in North Queensland. So when I did go through that big change in my life, I did go home for a little bit. I think I went home for about 2 weeks, and it was really beneficial to just take some time away from work commitments, away from your everyday life, away from the raw emotions, and to really just go back to base and to the people that are there to love you and support you. And it really does help a lot. Now, my next tip for you is to cut all communication. Now, this is one of the hardest steps to do, and it really depends on how long you've been with the person as well. You know, sometimes people have been with their partner for only a couple of months, and it's just such a strong emotion. It's so hard to stop talking to them, just as much as it would be for somebody who has been with their partner for years and years. It is a really hard decision to stop talking to them. But if you continue that communication with them, you're not just making it harder on yourself, you're making it harder for them as well. So just cut all communication, because you do have people in life that say to you, oh, we can still be friends, but that never works. And you're going to have the memory and the communication with this person always there. So it's always going to be raw. So my advice for you would be to completely cut all communication. Now, once you've completely cut communication with this person, you really do start to begin to see things for what they are. So I often say, well, my mum's actually said to me quite a lot in the past, is that we do see relationships and love sometimes with rose-colored glasses. So we don't always see what was really in front of us. And I can tell you that when I was in that relationship where I did have to make the decision, before I made the decision, I was literally looking at my relationship like this. Like I knew what was happening, but I was covering my eye because I just didn't want to see it. So when you do cut communication and you do sit within those feelings, those really uncomfortable feelings, you do start to see things for what they are. And when that comes in, accept it, because that is the knowledge, that is the power that you need to really manifest the strength to move forward. And sometimes when we do start to see things for what they are, it does really cast a lot of light on things that we just were ignorant to, that we were ignoring because we were so in love or so happy, right? So when those feelings do come in, really sit with them, because there's going to be a lot of answers there for you. Now, my biggest tip for you would be to focus on yourself, because your self-care and your self-love is the #1 priority. Now, I often have a lot of girls that do open up to me, and they tell me that they're just looking for love. That's their main goal in life, is to find love, be in relationships. And when this happens, we do start to label the issues in our life onto the fact that I just need to find a partner because that'll make me happy. That'll give me the confidence that I need in life. It's not true. The confidence and the love that you need in your life starts within yourself. You don't need that stuff from someone else. You can get it right from yourself, right at the core. So focus on yourself. Practice self-love. Teach yourself how important you are. Recognize your self-worth. Really start to love who you are. Because I'm in a place now where for the first time this year, I have not been looking for love. And if anybody who is watching knows me, they knew that I was constantly looking for a relationship, because I thought that would be the be all and the end all to how I was feeling. That would be my answer to life. It's not true. The answer is yourself. And my last tip for you would be to figure out what you want to do. Because once you are outside of a relationship, it's all up to you. You can do whatever you want. You can go on that holiday that you want to go on. And who needs to have a partner to do that? You can do that on your own. I traveled to America all on my own. You can do this on your own because you're a strong, confident person, and you don't need the stigma of a relationship to be your excuse to take yourself on a holiday. Go with your friends. Go with your family. Go on a holiday. Take yourself to the movies. Do whatever you wanted to do. Just do it. You know, no one's going to be judging you. The only person that's going to be judging you is yourself if you choose to do that. Enjoy your time. Being single is not a bad thing. Being single is time for yourself. It's time to discover who you are, to love yourself, cherish yourself, and to go and have fun. I am single at the moment, and I'm quite happy. I'm really happy, and I know that when that love and that relationship does come my way, then I'll be ready for it, because I put myself first. So put yourself first. Practice self-love. Nurture yourself. See the relationship for what it truly was, and sit within those uncomfortable feelings. Because if we don't have the uncomfortable feelings, we don't have the good feelings that come with it. They go hand in hand. Now, before we do wrap it up, I do have one last recommendation for you, and that is to listen to upbeat music. Now, if you haven't already downloaded the Today I Am Me playlist on Spotify, please do that. I will leave the link down below for you to download it. And in that playlist, it's going to have a heap of music that's going to give you some really good vibes, make you feel light and fluffy and happy and upbeat and not afraid to dance wherever you are. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you have taken away some tips that you can manifest in your life, or give them to somebody else that does need it as well. Take care, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks guys, bye.